Samagi movement or Force for Unity convened a media briefing in Colombo today to raise awareness regarding the Samagi Human Rights Festival, which is to be held over the next 2 days in Pitakotte.
Also visiting Channel 4 journalists Callum McRae and Jonathan Miller were also present at the event.
You say that President Rajapaksa is riding roughshod over these Commonwealth values, and the first one of those in the Charter, you say, is democracy. But the fact that you are sitting here in Sri Lanka today raising this is surely an example, the President would argue, that democracy is happening in Sri Lanka. You're free to say this.
Yes, you're absolutely right. We are free to say what we like here. But if you look at the news stations tonight, many of what we say here will not be blessed. And any criticism, especially if it involves the Rajapaksa family, is all expunged or deleted from all broadcasts. I mean, that is how they operate this so-called democracy. You should just check tonight. I mean, just look at some of our, and maybe with a translator, and see how much of what we said will be broadcast. It will be virtually nothing. Virtually nothing. But we will let you have a copy of tomorrow's and day after tomorrow's program. Actually, it is in Sinhala, it's called The Voice of Dissent. Then we will be having various presentations, and we hope you have some time to come there.
While Mangala Samaravira thus extols the virtues of democracy, this is what he, as a member of the government, had to say about opposition leader Ranil Wickremesinghe.
Ranil Wickremesinghe mahatmaya mokadda kare? Batalande.
What did Ranil Wickremesinghe do? He remained in the Batalanda camp consuming whiskey and brandy when youngsters were being tortured.
Daduwam denokota whiskey brandy divi bala hitapu gedde. Ranil Wickremesinghe mahatmaya දැන් මං හිතන්නේ
Ranil Wickremesinghe, who is becoming more and more desperate with each defeat, is making various statements. He may have forgotten the past. He must think that the people of this country have also forgotten it. For example, on this article in the Daily Mirror, Ranil Wickremesinghe says, a clean bill in politics since 1977. Ranil seeks a mandate. He is the only person who says that he has a clean political bill. That is because there isn't anyone to say this to him, not even in his own party.
මොකද අද එහෙම කියන්න තමන්ගේ පක්ෂයකවත් කෙනෙක් නැහැ. Ranil Wickremesinghe
Ranil Wickremesinghe sent Malik Samaravikrama to Vanni to tell them to make threats that the war will start again if the People's Alliance forms a government with the JVP. If anyone believes that Ranil Wickremesinghe will bring peace to the country, they need to get their heads checked.
Those were statements made back then by Mangala Samaravira, who speaks of democracy today. It would be pertinent to consider how such a person behaves without power and what would happen if he was vested with power.
මේ ආකාරයට දඩයන් කර ඇත්තේ
The people who went on the hunt were not thugs from the underworld. They were prominent activists of the UNP who are like the spine of my political campaign. 28 of my supporters have been arrested. I can clearly say that not one of them are thugs. They are important people who have helped the party and who love the party. In truth, of the 24 persons, the 20 arrested on Monday did not even have a stick in their hands, let alone a club. They have been arrested for the sin of being prominent members of the United National Party.
We fear no one as a responsible news provider except lies and fallacies. We believe Sri Lanka requires a strong government and a strong opposition. And our media cannot be used by people who spread false propaganda. Those who speak of democracy should remember that they themselves and their leader have lost countless elections. Mangala Samaravira himself has been appointed to a leadership council while many old stalwarts have been left out. Is this the democracy he speaks of? Those who speak of democracy only serve to prop up the opposition leader, who under the guise of cleaning up the party continues to cling on to power, allowing wrongdoing to go on by various entities. While all may not be well in Sri Lanka, we will expose irresponsible opportunists without any hesitation.
UNP parliamentarian Buddhika Pathirana participated at an event held in Akurassa this morning.
This event was held to distribute concentrated nutritional supplements for underweight children in the Divitura area in Akurassa. We do not need positions and privileges. You are aware that I was not the organizer of the Akurassa electorate for a period of 2.5 years. Because I spoke for the right, I am now watching the leadership council that was appointed. If this leadership council has indeed been vested with the powers, then it should be able to serve justice to the working committee members who were taken to the guillotine. People like Imtiaz Bakir Markar, Rosie Senanaika, Dinesh Gankanda and Chandra Gankanta and myself. We can see whether this will happen at first light on the 1st of January. The tenure of this working committee expires on the 31st of December. The new working committee must be appointed by the 1st of January.
Now, the Jatika Hello Rumea has called upon ministers and MPs calling for the regulation of casinos to reveal to the nation, if they are able, the owner of the casino that was raided recently in Colombo.
Issuing a communique, the JHU also calls for the identity of the individual in charge of the media at the security units that provided security for this institution to be revealed to the nation.
The communique bearing the signature of the JHU's media secretary Nishant Sri Varnasinghe notes that the transfers issued to 23 officers of the Organised Crimes Division who raided the luxury casino near the Eye Hospital in Colombo are a cause for surprise. The JHU poses several questions and asks that responses be given to the country and the people immediately. The following are the questions posed by the JHU. Why were 23 officers of the Organised Crimes Division transferred? What is the hidden truth behind this? Was this a casino or a gaming center? Was it legitimate? Was it illegitimate? Was it licensed? Who is the owner of this casino or gaming center? Under whose blessings was this being operated? What connection do the wives of politicians and heads of security forces have to this establishment? Who gave security, protection and blessings to this casino club? What reason belied the transfer of the 23 CID officers? What happened to the 45 VIPs who were arrested at the gaming center? Were they produced in court and was the law enforced? The JHU also questions as to what can be said about the large-scale casino enterprise of the Casino King that is to be brought to Sri Lanka in the future if laws are not being enforced against prevailing casinos in the country that are functioning with the blessings of powerful persons. Here is a translated extract from the communique.
We call on ministers and MPs who are calling for the regulation of casinos to reveal to the nation the ownership of the gaming centre or casino near the Eye Hospital and also reveal their names and where they hail from. Who is the media head of the security forces who has given protection to this establishment as reported in the media? Who is the media head of the security forces who has given protection to this establishment as reported in the media? We make this inquiry of the Inspector General of Police. Your Excellency the President, this is why we say that we do not want large-scale casino enterprises to build a country where the law is not properly enforced.
End of translated extract. Translated extract.
We call on ministers and MPs who are calling for the regulation of casinos to reveal to the nation the ownership of the gaming centre or casino near the Eye Hospital and also reveal their names and where they hail from. Who is the media head of the security forces who has given protection to this establishment as reported in the media?
End of translated extract.
A small girl was killed after she was thrown from a three-wheeler in the Pattivilla area in Gonavalla.
Shaniti Ruwansa Jayangani celebrated her 7th birthday yesterday. A Year 2 student of Bollagala Mahavidyalaya in Kelaniya, Shaniti travelled in her father's three-wheeler yesterday for a tuition class. Although Shaniti had a second class scheduled for last evening, given that it was her birthday, her father decided to bring her home. Her brother had also been travelling in the ill-fated three-wheeler. The police say that Shaniti was thrown from the right side of the three-wheeler as her father attempted to maneuver the vehicle around a ditch in the road about 100 meters from her home.
It was her birthday and she wanted her father to come quickly to have a piece of cake.
The ditch was on the same side of the road that the three-wheeler was travelling on. He kept to the right side to evade the ditch. There was an oncoming lorry. He tried to maneuver the vehicle around this and the child was thrown from the three-wheeler.
When she was brought to the National Hospital, Shaniti was already dead. When we visited her home today, her body was not being brought back. This is the birthday cake that was prepared for her birthday. Her elder brother and younger sister are in abject shock following the accident. The driver of the lorry has been arrested in connection with the incident.